Namaskar my friends, and today I'm here with another Transformers Prime review, and today we're going to be taking a look at Bulkhead. So this is the packaging. Unfortunately I don't have the packaging. I got this figure from another collector. Thanks again to the toy collecting community for helping me with my collection. So I got this from another collector. He did not have the box or the packaging, but this is what the box basically looks like. So without further ado, let us take a look at the figure. And right here we have Bulkhead. Yes, the hard-hitting Autobot who pretty much stole everybody's hearts, whoever are fans of the show of Transformers Prime. An amazing show and amazing figure produced by Hasbro. And this figure is 10 years old, in fact a little over 10 years old, and he still holds up to this day. But before we take a look at Bulkhead, he does come with just one accessory, and he comes with his wrecking ball. Yes, he does come with his wrecking ball, nicely sculpted. I wish this was silver in color, but this is what we got back in the day, and it's very easy to have it on him. So all you're going to do is just going to take this hand, bring it back in. We have an exposed slot here. By the way, this can also be used as a blaster. If you want, you can use that. Although he does have an upgrade kit as well, so if you can get hold of that, great. If not, just gonna make do with this. The upgrade kit is very hard to find, so all you're gonna do is you're gonna take this. You see a slot here, right? You're gonna insert this into the. You got a peg here, and you're gonna insert that into the slot, and there you pretty much have his wrecking ball. He's all ready to wreck and rule, wrecker style. So taking a look at Bulkhead, I really like this piece. I really like the way he has been sculpted. He looks quite screen accurate, and this is, like I said, this is one of the very best that Hasbro has put out. And now getting this figure, I mean, is very difficult these days. He has become a bit of a grail piece, and getting him in the wild, getting him in the market is very tough, and it does go for a pretty hefty price these days. So have a look at that army green on him. He is a wrecker, and he has got that whole look about him. This guy will knock the daylights out of you if you're a Decepticon. So very nice figure, very nicely sculpted. Barely any hollow parts here, no hollow parts actually, which is fantastic. Not something that we get these days from Hasbro, but again, beautiful figure. And I just love the aesthetics. I think he's very well sculpted. The silhouette looks very nice, and I'm overall very happy with this figure. Taking a look at his head sculpt, and that looks just like Bulkhead from the show, man. That looks so show accurate, and it just looks amazing, doesn't it? That head has been sculpted beautifully. And again, the Legacy line, the latest line in the Transformers series by Hasbro, the Legacy line also has got up this sort of reimagined, remodeled version of Bulkhead from Transformers Prime, and I hate that piece. I do not like that piece. I will never have that piece in my collection. This is what Bulkhead looked like from the show, and not a reimagined version of him. So this looks very cool, and I really like it. And yeah. Not much in terms of paint as far as I'm concerned. If you have a look at his entire body, he does not exactly have a lot of paint, but yeah, not that Hasbro gives us a lot of paint these days, but yeah, this is what we got back in the day, and aesthetically he just looks very cool. There is just one little problem with this figure, and again, I need to tell you about this because I need to give an honest review about what is going on here. Since he's a little top heavy and slightly back heavy, he doesn't quite stand up straight, and that is one problem that I think everybody have faced. He doesn't quite stand up straight, as you can see. He leans back a little bit, which is not too bad, but then again, some people might just have an issue with that. He just leans back a little bit, slightly slanting, and that is something that is a bit of a drawback on this figure. But apart from this, I don't find anything else wrong with this piece, especially considering when he was released. So before we have a look at the transformation, let us quickly have a look at his articulation. So the head is on a ball joint, but he barely looks up. He barely looks down, so there's not much going on here in terms of head movement. We get a little bit of attitude, if you even call that any movement. I mean, we do get something there, barely. He does look left and right, but again, the articulation is limited because of the sculpt going on here. Now the shoulder pads move out of the way so you can bring his arm up. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's very decent range. He might go a little higher as well. Yeah, there we go. So that looks pretty good. By the way, the shoulder joints do go forward and back. It's like a butterfly joint. Not so much forward, but it does go back quite well. He does have a nice bicep swivel, but be careful because these joints have a tendency of coming out of their sockets, so be very careful. We also get a very nice single jointed elbow, little more than 90 degrees, which is absolutely fine. We do get this in and out movement of the hand in case you want to use that as an articulation. That's basically part of the transformation. No waist joint, no ab crunch, nothing. This is an older figure, remember that. The legs go out to the side quite a bit. That's amazing. It does kick forward quite a lot. That looks fine. And it does kick back a little bit, which is not too bad. He does have a thigh swivel, and he does have a knee bend as well. And of course, since this is an older figure, we don't get any toe articulation or any ankle pivot. You can articulate these if you want. These are again all a part of the transformation. The heel spurs as well as the toes, they kind of go back and forth. Yeah, it's very tight in mind, but they kind of go back and forth. It's all a part of the transformation, but if you want to use them as a part of the articulation, you probably can. But that is all that we have for the articulation. Now let's have a look at his transformation. And here we have Bulkhead in his vehicle mode, and I love the vehicle mode as much as I loved the robot mode. Amazing. This is a military vehicle. As you can see, it's like an armored truck thing going on here. I don't quite know what this is called, but this is quite show accurate, and I really like the way this looks. Now, I'll be honest about one thing. I did struggle a little bit when I was kind of working on this area during the transformation, because the joints in the knee joints were actually very tight. So I had a bit of a difficult time, but I really like this piece. He actually rolls really well. The wheels roll really well. No problem, no friction here either. And man, I really like this. I really like the way this looks. Amazing piece from Hasbro, and this just goes to show what Hasbro is capable of when they really want to do things right. And you know, they have actually done things right in this figure. Now, for storage, the wrecking ball storage, there's a slot here, there's a peg hole here, and there's a wrecking ball, there's a peg there, right? And that just goes in, and there you got storage, right? Not the most convincing, but hey, it's a thing that, you know, you can probably store the wrecking ball like this if you have him in vehicle mode. But well, yeah, that's what we get. That's how it is. So without further ado, now let us get him back from his vehicle mode to his robot mode. And there we go, Bulkhead is back in his robot mode, and man, I love the transformation, I love the vehicle mode, and as I already mentioned earlier, I love this robot mode. Amazing looking piece, and I'm just so happy with the way he looks. Now let's have a look at some comparisons. And here's Bulkhead with Siege, Netflix Siege, Mirage, and of course the Optimus Prime from MDLX, and that's how Bulkhead scales with figures from other brands. And here he is with the Transformers Prime, Voyager, Megatron, and yeah, the scaling is off big time here. Megatron is supposed to be much more taller than Bulkhead, but this is what we got back in the day from Hasbro. And here's what Bulkhead looks like next to a Hasbro Black Series Stormtrooper and an average size Marvel Legends, in this case the Scarlet Spider-Man. So my overall thoughts about this figure, well, I think I have mentioned it quite a few times during this review that I love everything about this figure. I mean, this is an amazing piece by Hasbro. Yes, he has his shortcomings, but at the end of the day, you know, this is what was given to us 10 years back, and considering when he was released, considering the price point, considering that the price that he goes for now, this is an absolute beast of a figure as far as I'm concerned. So if you ever get this in the market, if you ever get this in the wild, do not hesitate to pick him up. If you're a Transformers fan, if you're a Transformers Prime fan, this is a must-have. With that being said, it's time for me to wrap up this review, and if you've liked this review, do give us a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And of course, please remember, we will be getting you another very special review later this week, so stay tuned for that. And of course, we'll have more Transformers Prime reviews coming for you next week as well. With that being said, please take very good care of yourselves, please take very good care of your collection, enjoy your collection, enjoy your family, and always remember, till all are one. Thank you so much for joining us today.